Okay folks, welcome back to The Long Dark Wintermute episode 3, video number 4 in our playthrough series, and we are exactly where I left off. We are in the church. It's not exactly brilliant temperature in here, it is still cold. So what I want to start off doing now is finding ourselves somewhere we can set up our own base camp. Somewhere we can set ourselves up, we can start storing the stuff we're carrying. We're now encumbered, so we need somewhere to put it. And somewhere that we can set ourselves up in. Now in theory, we could use the community centre for this, and that does actually make a lot of sense. So I think that's what I'm probably going to do. I'm going to head back to the community centre and set myself up there. There's a big trunk there that we can use for storage, and there's also obviously a limited fireplace there. So that I think is where we are going to go. Leave the church. And once we get there, we're just going to do a little bit of a stock take of where we are and try and get ourselves a bit more settled, because things got a bit manic in the last video with the timber walls, which was something I wasn't ready for that. That's a completely new thing, hasn't been in the game before, and that really did catch me on the hop. Let's just have a quick look over this way. Oh, it's boarded up. I did notice that house down there, but it is actually boarded up, so we'll go this way, back towards the community hall, which is that one over there. There is a coal bin over here. I don't know whether there's going to be anything useful in it. Let's have a quick look.
This stuff will come in handy.
There's actually some coal in it. Awesome. Okay, we're well encumbered now, so we need to get back into that community centre. There's also some other houses around here. It looks like we can get into them. So we may well do that. Probably not going to do that now when I'm encumbered. And we've discovered, of course, these flares, which Molly has left for us. And these flares are marine flares, more powerful than the traditional flares. And apparently they will help us fight off the timber wolves. So I'm going to bear that in mind. She's left us with quite a few of them. And that will hopefully make up for the fact that we've lost most of our revolver ammunition trying to sort out the mess. So let's jump back in here. Okay, so we're going to warm up inside here, and then we're going to have a think about what we're going to do, because we've got quite a lot of missions and quests that we need to do right now. So I'm going to use this trunk here for storing all of my stuff. So let's start off by just going through each of these sections and storing things. So I'm going to store one of those. I'm going to store most of this coal. I might keep a couple of pieces on me, but I'm going to store the bulk of it. I've got plenty of tinder plugs. I'm going to get rid of some of those. I'm going to get rid of some of these matches as well. We don't need to be carrying quite that many, but we will keep everything else. We need to get some more sticks as well. I'm going to keep that. I'm going to lose some of these painkillers. We don't need to have quite so many, and I'm going to lose one of these antiseptics. We may as well get rid of all of the clothing we're carrying, which is in bad condition. Actually, no, that's not. That's not, because I'm going to need to do some repair, I think. So I'm going to do some housekeeping and repair. I'm going to have to keep all of this, because that's all we got. Okay, broken arrow we may as well get rid of. Don't really need that. Pry bar, I am almost inclined as well. Hunting rifle, I think I'm also going to lose. I don't really need that. I mean, I suppose since I've lost most of my revolver ammunition, it might be useful, but pry bar I'm not really going to bother with, because, again, we probably only need that for certain things. I'm going to leave it here. These marine flares, I think, are going to be pretty cool. That's a new item in the game that will hopefully help fight off the timber wolves. I'm going to be interested. I'm going to have to go and read through the change log to see if timber wolves will also be in survival mode, which could be a little bit interesting. Okay, at least we're no longer encumbered, so let's have a quick look. We do need to eat, actually, so let's... I'm just going to grab... Whoops. I don't know what I just ate there. I haven't got a clue. And then we will drink. Okay, so let's just do a little bit of clothing repair then. If we have a look at a lot of these, I'm going to break down all of these ruined clothing items. We'll get some cloth, and then we'll use that cloth to repair the clothing items we have, which are still repairable. So we've unfortunately lost a lot of Astrid's signature items. Her glove and her hats and her trousers, we've lost those as well. So that probably means we haven't got any at all, which is potentially a bit of a problem. Is that all of the ruined clothing? It is. Let's go into the clothing menu. Yeah, we're only wearing our underwear, unfortunately. Something I've noticed, the game is actually automatically putting on items we have in our inventory which help us. So it's put a pair of gloves on, it's put that scarf on for us, which is quite good. Okay, we need to sort Astrid's jacket out, so I'm going to do a bit of repair work on Astrid's jacket. So that's got us back up to 61%. That's okay, that's okay. That's 48, that's 29, so we need to repair ideally both of those, particularly since we don't have any trousers at the moment. So that's just to give us some warmth bonus. We need to find some more clothing. Gloves. I have a feeling these might be better, you know, if we do a repair. So let's do a repair on those. I think they'll be better than those driving gloves once they've been repaired. And they are, so I'm going to put those on instead. Boots are not in good shape either, but I need leather to repair those, and I haven't got any, so that's a potential problem.
I'll die if I don't get some food soon.
Let's just repair our socks. Okay, cool. So we've done a little bit of repair work there. We've got an extra pair of socks that we don't need to be carrying around with us, so we'll get rid of those. Things are now in slightly better shape than they were a second ago, so we're looking a little bit better. We do need to have some food. I am going to eat very shortly, I think. We'll be alright for the moment. Actually, I'm going to eat the beef jerky. That should give me something. I haven't got much food. We do have that wolf, of course. But let's just have a quick look around, see if there is anything here that we can take. See, we have a stove here, which we can use to light a fire. That's pretty cool. Let's have a little bit of a search, just see if there's anything.
I think I can use this.
Can open it and a proper cooking pot. That's good. I think this is a good place for us to use as our own base. Another cooking pot. I'm going to pop those two on the stove behind me, and we'll carry the recycle cans with us. This could be quite a nice little base building, you know, if it is in survival, which they usually are, to be fair.
Hope nobody needs this anymore.
The cloth. I'm not gonna lie, food is worrying me a little bit.
This'll come in handy.
That is a locked door. That is a locked cupboard. I suggest both of those may well come to play. Oh, a proper knife. Awesome, that replaces our improvised knife that we have been carrying. Awesome! Cool, right, can I actually use this fire to make anything? Yes, I can. Cool, so we have indeed got a infinite fire that we can use for making water, and we can use for making stuff like that. Let's just have a quick nosy up here, just see if there's anything of any use, and there isn't really. No. Okay, so that's pretty much dealt with this. So let's just leave behind a few more of the things that we've just picked up here in here. So I'm going to get rid of the two cooking pots. We don't really need to be carrying those around with us. This is probably the only place we're ever going to use them. Let's get rid of that. We'll keep all of the rest of that. We're underweight. It's not as if we're going to be gathering tons of stuff either. So, okay. So let's have a quick look through all of the various things that we have. So we need to locate the downed airliner. And we also have a few side quests. The Black Rock, which is searching for the signs of the escaped convicts. Forest Talkers, find collectibles, telling the story. We've also got Tall Tales. Investigate the tall tales you find in books around Pleasant Valley. The bunker raid. Locate the first bunker. There's prepper caches. Whatever supplies remain could help you survive. So there's looks like there's some things. And then there is the missing church artifact as well. So if we have a look on the map, there's quite a lot of things on here that it's going to try and take us to. So we've got the cave over there. We've got the 2 here for the Black Rock mission. And up this way we've got Skeeter's Ridge. And obviously there's a cache over here. And we also, of course, have the Fallen Star, which is the main quest. So, what shall we do? I think probably the best thing that we can do at this point is to head for the Pleasant Valley Outbuildings, the Red Barn, or possibly follow that road. Let's just have another quick look. Because if we kind of go down this way, there's a roadway that sort of heads out this way.
Man, I could eat anything.
I don't really know where that goes. Whether it goes where we need to be headed. I mean, we've got to head up to Skeeter's. Well, we've almost got to have to follow this roadway, and I suspect we're going to come across a lot of timber wolves on our travels. But I'm just trying to think what the best thing for us to do is going to be at this point. Excuse me. Okay. I'm almost tempted just to follow. Purely because it's new and it's not been here before. I'm always tempted just to follow this roadway down the back here, which is probably going to lead me to complete disaster, but I'm always tempted just to follow it. It's kind of the way the game guided us out. It's where Molly left her gift to us. So obviously are the marine flares, which are more powerful than ordinary flares. So I'm going to keep that with me, ready to go, just in case these timber wolves reappear. More dangerous than ordinary wolves. I'm kind of going to head this way, I think. Oh, there's the fire. There it is. So I think we definitely kind of made the right decision heading this way. Grab a few sticks as we go. Weather is not exactly pleasant out here, and we are heading sort of to an area with very little cover. But this is kind of where we need to go, and it's one of these where I'm a little bit concerned about the chap with the insulin. Is there a time restriction on that? If we don't do it quickly enough, do we fail that one? Or how does this go down? So I don't think there will be. There wasn't for when that happened in episode 2. So with Jeremiah. So I'm gonna kind of keep heading this way. We're okay at the moment. Sort of almost just going to straight line it over towards the fire, and I think Skeeter's Ridge is probably a good place for us to head to, because that again is one of the side missions, but also it's a good little spot near the entrance to Timberwolf, and it does look like we are going to have to go to Timberwolf. Although that fire looks a lot lower down than if we were actually heading all the way to the top of Timberwolf Mountain, so interesting to see how it's all been put together. So sort of heading towards the fire. Let's have a quick look at the map as we're going. So we're sort of getting level with the Red Barn, the outbuildings. I'm almost thinking that maybe it might be wise just to sort of turn a little bit towards that barn and drop into it, just to have that as a midpoint. Somewhere we can use. I'm just a little bit... The only thing that's making me a little anxious, and maybe I'm reading too much into it, is the fact that the barn has been on the map since the word go. It's always been there from the start of the game, so it's just making me think there's a reason why it's on the map. It's making me... maybe I'm overthinking it, I don't know. Perhaps I am. Tell you what, the prospect of these Timberwolves has got me a little bit anxious. I'm not going to lie. Because they seem far more dangerous in many respects than ordinary wolves. Because normally, ordinary wolves... In fact, let's pick some stones up. I don't know whether throwing stones at timber wolves makes any difference, but it's worth giving it a try. Yeah, we're going to have to warm up in a minute. I'm not too worried about catching rabbits. I'll start to panic if we really do start to run out of food, but... Okay, the red barn is just there. I'm going to drop onto the river. And we'll just go across this way and back up towards the barn. So you can see the smoke, which is a nice little directional guide as to where we need to be going. Here we are then, and there are what look like timber wolves. I would say they are greyer than the normal wolves that we've encountered before, so I would say they're timber wolves. I think the real difference between wolves and timber wolves is just in the behaviour. The timber wolves are in packs and they run forward and nip at you rather than full on attack you by the looks of things. So I'm going to head in because we need to. Oops. They're circling this barn. I've changed the graphical detail on the cedar limb there. Yeah, looks like we've triggered it because I've got some music playing. Yeah, here we go. Let's get this lit. Well, they're not coming near me. Oh, can't find a door that opens. It's hard to walk backwards. It looks like if I'm walking away from them with my back to them, they do actually attack me. So, okay, there we go. So we're inside. What kind of temperature are we at? I think I'm going to get a fire started in here. Assume I can use the flare to light it, so I'm not totally wasting it. We managed to back the timber wolves away. It looks like running away from the timber wolves isn't an option. They will track you, and they're faster than you. That didn't work. Okay, let's use a book. Rats, the flare's gone out. But I think we might have just got the fire started before the flare went out. So hopefully it'll actually start. There we go, okay. So let's just chuck a bit of fuel on this fire then. I'm just going to bung on... actually a bit short of firewood. Let's bung a bit of cedar on there. There's plenty of coal. I tell you what, there's coal aplenty throughout Pleasant Valley in this particular playthrough. So I'm just going to break down the crate. We'll get some recycled wood. And we'll chuck... I don't think I can put coal on it just yet. Oh, yes I can. Oh, okay. Cool. Well, we'll get ourselves a 3-hour fire going, and we're heading into darkness anyway. We've got plenty of coal on us, so we might as well bung quite a lot of coal on. And then we might as well break down some crates. Give us some reclaimed wood. Okay, so that gives us a 7-hour fire. I'm going to sleep in the vehicle, because that's just easier than getting the bedroll out. And I'm going to sleep for 7 hours. In fact, before I do that though, hang on, I just realised I nearly schoolboyed myself again. I'll just eat a bit of food. And we'll drink some water. So if I can now, if I can now sleep for Probably won't be able to sleep for 7 hours, actually. We'll sleep for 4. Okay, so we're looking good apart from the fact that we are... Can't really carry much more water than that. Sleep for another 4. That should get us pretty much through to the following day, I hope. Fire's gone out. Shouldn't be a problem. Yep, it's up above freezing. Let's just refuel our lantern. If I can find it. There it is. Actions, refuel. And whilst we're here, we might as well go and have a quick nosy round the shed, so you can tell how dark it is. Okay, so now we're in here, let's go and have a quick nosy round and see what we can find. So we've got reclaimed wood. Let's just head upstairs. Plenty of reclaimed wood in here. Plenty of things we can break down. We've got some dog food, not ideal, but better than nothing in a survival situation.
Thank you.
Oh, didn't mean to pick up the scrap metal there. I'll drop that before we go.
Take it.
Oh, excellent. Yeah, we'll have that. Accelerant and a flare. Quick look this way. Oh, we've got arrow shafts. She might as well have.
Oh, lucky baby.
Oh, perfect. Lots of food.
Oh, this stuff will come in handy.
Oh, and lots of revolver. Oh, good stuff. Good stuff. Another pry bar. Might as well leave that behind. I don't feel we really need that. Oops. It's quite a heavy thing to be carrying, and I don't feel we really need to have it. Okay, so we found some good stuff up here then. We've got a few bits and pieces that are really going to help us. Let's just have a quick look around downstairs. Looks like we found some sort of supply cache. Those boxes were marked. So I'm wondering whether that's one of these groups that we've got in one of our side missions. Got some more cured leather. No, it's cloth. And we've got some tools, which I'm going to leave. And we've got a bow. And an arrow. Another storm lantern. Some cured leather. Oops. An arrowhead. And nothing else. Oh, bit of firewood actually. Awesome. Okay, so we've actually come out of this with a pretty good load of stuff. There's bedrolls all over the place.
I can use this.
A little scarf, some more matches. Okay. Let's get ourselves back to the fire barrel then. Okay. What I think I'm going to do, food is obviously one of my biggest concerns at the moment. I'm really short of it, so I think I'm going to get another fire going. Once I've got that going, I'm going to see if I can't make up some of the tea and things like that that I can then use as food, and then we'll get through to the morning. So I shall see you very, very shortly on the other side in the daylight. Okay, so here we go. We are back here in the following morning. It has we've passed through the night quite well. I've done quite a bit. What I've done is brewed up a lot of coffee and a lot of herbal tea. I don't know how long it's going to last though before we can before it runs out. So we will try and use it. I have also used up a fair bit of my water, but obviously that's hydration as well. So we should be okay. We don't need to make any more right now. So we need to head back outside, which means equipping our flares. And then trying to find the door. There's several doors. I'm going for this one. I'm hoping the timber walls have gone, because obviously we've been in there overnight, so I'm hoping they've gone. They probably haven't, knowing my luck, but we'll see. Okay. We'll be around the other side. Let's get going then. It's pretty cold, but we do need to get moving. There's the fire that we're aiming for. It's always fun when you can hear really weird noises in the long dark, because you never quite know what they are. Okay, so I'm going to keep going this way. Looks like we have, certainly for now, evaded the timber walls. We're probably not going to evade them forever, but at least we managed to scare them off. I am assuming if I throw this flare at them, it will sort of lower that meter that causes them to flee, so... More coal. Blimey. Jerry can with some fuel and a cloth. Ooh, what's this? Oh, some cool stuff. Okay, so we've got a flashlight, which calls... Right, we're going to have to leave some stuff behind because we are encumbered. So let's see what we can drop. Things that we don't really need to be carrying. That's a lot of lantern fuel. I'm almost inclined to just refuel my lantern and then leave the rest of the lantern fuel here, so we're not carrying it.
Think of fire. Think of hot fire. Yeah.
Blimey, we are... Okay, let's leave some of this coal behind as well. I'm going to leave 6 lumps. Still 3 kilos over. I'm hoping I can kind of eat and drink my way out of this issue. Over time. Okay, so we've got a little bit of a supply cache. Obviously I drank coffee, so my fatigue has reduced slightly, which will help us. So let's carry on moving. Now I tell you something that I don't know is, are we going to encounter the bear at all anywhere on this map, or the moose? Or is it just the timber wolves that threaten us? Let's just have a quick look at the map. We're sort of heading in the right direction towards Skeeter's Ridge, which is where we're ultimately heading for. Although I think we might need to sort of start thinking about making a turn that way to get round up to the fire and up to the ridge, because I can't remember exactly how to get there. That was an earth tremor.
Sure getting cold.
So we've got these earth tremors going on as well. So now I've got to try and remember how to get to the ridge, because it's been a long time since I've been this way, and I can't quite remember how to get up there. I think it might be this way. Of course, I'm always nervous popping over a...
It's so cold, I'm warming up a bit.
Okay, I'm going to head to the hut. This, I think, is Draft Dodger's... Is it Draft Dodger's cabin? I think it is. I'm going to head there. So that just gets us out of the way. So we've got a deer in front of us. Usually a sign that we're relatively okay to be in this area. There's plenty of firewood here. So I'm controlling my food a little bit as well, because I haven't got huge amounts of it. I didn't bring my hunting rifle, and I'm not going to be able to bring a deer down using the revolver, but I do have the bow and arrow, so I might be able to hunt with the bow and arrow. But I'm also going to see if I can kind of live off the land a little bit and use reishi mushrooms and such. Let's gather a few sticks. There's plenty of reishi mushrooms, sticks and firewood in this area, so I think what I might do is just base myself here for a little bit and just sort myself out. Okay, doing alright on Okay, we are encumbered. Okay, so I think we're going to find ourselves, I'm going to grab the rose hips as well, we're going to find ourselves, I think, holed up in here for a little period of time. We might even need to leave some stuff here. And of course there is one possibility that I haven't considered, is that this is locked and I can't get in it. There we go. So we're inside the cabin. This is Draft Dodger's cabin, which is an okay place, although I have just picked up a quest to search for cabin. I'm just going to holster that so I don't want to accidentally light it and waste it. Local Legends Ghost Stag.
Starving.
I'll let you pause and read that if you so wish, because we are pretty much at the end of this video. I wanted to try and crack on. Go to the Ghost Stag's clearing. We're picking up side missions left, right and centre here, I tell you what. Right, I tell you what, we'll search through this at the beginning of the next video and see if we find whatever it's alluding to. But as always, thank you so much for joining me for Long Dark Wintermute. We are slowly making our way towards the plane crash on Timberwolf Mountain. We'll see how far up the mountain we're going to have to go to find that. But thank you so much for joining me. Please remember, hit the like and subscribe buttons and pop any comments in the comment section down below. And don't forget to check out my survival mode playthrough, which I've got going on as well. We've got some new bits and pieces going on there as well, just to make that a little bit easier to follow. And yes, until the next time, I am the Photo Gamer, and I shall see you again very, very soon.